My name is Jessica and I have no idea what I'm doing. Today I'm going to be showing you all different footage of me testing out a bunch of new products that I got. It's gonna be a long one. So I don't have time to film today, but I do want to film this just one little bit because I want to start using this and hopefully start seeing results. Because, I mean, look at this. What is this? This side is basically fine. Like, what happened? I really don't know. Did I touch something? Did I eat something? I don't know. But I mean, this keeps like happening and I'm not going to the doctor, so you know, much more logical to spend $29 or whatever on a moisturizer. Daily clarifying moisturizer for oily and blemish prone skin. Well, I don't have oily skin, but I have this. Peace Out Repairing Moisturizer. And it has all these things in it. Bakuchiol, Ceramide Complex, Squalene, and CoQ10. I just want it to work. AM and PM. After cleansing, who does that? And applying serum or treatment steps. Massage 1 to 2 pumps onto dry face, neck, and chest. Follow with SPF in the AM. Alright. I mean, we're gonna do some of that. So I looked this up on Sephora, and it had really good reviews. And when I say really good, like, you know, sometimes things have like 4.5, 5 stars, but then like half the people are saying like, this is awesome, it did good things for me. And then the other half is saying, it broke me out, it made my skin worse, yada yada. This literally only had 3 like stars where it was like, it was okay. 4 and 5 where, you know, it helped people. No 2s, no 1s. And nobody said it did anything worse to their skin. So I think that says something. So that's why I was willing to try it. So what does this look like? I hate putting things on my face. I really do. Hello? Are you in there? Hello? Hello? Oh, there you are. Okay. Hate skincare. Know nothing about it. It smells a little bit like alcohol. It's cold. Like rubbing alcohol, not drinking alcohol. Kind of makes me nervous. It smells like I'm at the doctor's office. So I'm just gonna put it all over then. And hopefully I won't have any crazy, it's not that strong, but like, it's definitely getting in there, the alcohol scent. Yeah, hopefully I won't have any crazy reactions. Hopefully it will help, because I need something to help. I never had any issues with my skin as a teenager. Now in my early to middle 20s is when I'm having issues. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it feels like a moisturizer, but like if it's for oily skin, it's not going to be as intense of a moisturizer. So if anything, maybe I feel a little bit tighter, but that's okay. I would call myself dry to combination skin. Definitely not oily. We'll see what it does. I will be using this daily for however amount of time, and I'll see how this goes. Alright, I am filming these first impressions in bits and pieces. I have not had time to film like a full video all at once, despite not working full-time anymore. I haven't been with the kindergartners in about a month now. That temporary job only lasted a couple months. I was so sad when I left. I have gone to visit them though since, and I had a couple sub days, so I'm coping, but yeah. But I'm so busy because I do a little crochet on the side, and I have been selling a bunch of those pieces, so not a full-time salary, but it's a little something, and I'm putting in like full-time work for it. Like I crochet about 7 hours a day, but I digress. Something else I bought was the Too Faced, what is it? You Are So Hot. There it is. The You Are So Hot little Christmas holiday collection thing. So the Hot Cocoa Bronzer and the lip gloss. And by the way, that was with a Sephora card that the teacher I worked with, she gave me when I left to thank me for everything. So thanks. This smells so good. I would say it is a little bit different than the typical Too Faced chocolate bronzer scent. It does smell a little more like hot cocoa. Now I see that gold shine, you know, like the eyes, the mouth, and like the rim of the cup. Probably not going to stay. It's probably an overspray. I wish it would stay. I'm not totally sure about the white. I think that's like baked in there as part of it. Oh, I guess like a sheen to like make the bronzer like shiny. I don't know. So I'm going to use my Too Faced Mr. Right brush. Here we go. I'm going to ruin it. Let's see. Is anything coming off? Yeah, so the gold overspray is coming off, and there's a lot of white in there, actually. Let's see. Yeah, so if I take more from, like, the bottom, then it's, you know, a bronzer. Let me see what this is. Like, once you get past the shimmery overspray from this white, it's just like a white powder, maybe slightly golden. I'm not really sure what that's for. Frankly, how much do I care? I don't, because I love Too Faced and I love these little like gimmicky fun products. So just got some in my mouth. Yes, it does taste like cocoa. If you're not fair to light, I don't know how well this is going to work for you though, because, let me see, is there a little bit of sheen? Yeah. Because as you can see, it's not that dark. I mean, I'm building it up. It's getting there. But there is like a big white spot in the middle. But like I said, me personally, for my use, I don't care. I love it. That side looks better. Let me see if I can use my Moda contour brush and get a little more of a concentrated bronze over here. Yeah, I mean, it's coming. Like I said, I don't think this is for everyone, both skin tone wise and personal preference wise. Okay, yeah, so it's kind of there for me. I like it. I'm happy with it. So something else in the the little set is the lip gloss I showed you. I was originally thinking, well, I want the bag, I want the bronzer. I'm probably not going to be able to use the lip gloss because of the cocoa and all my allergies and sensitivities and whatnot. And I was okay with that. And I said, oh, well, maybe I'll try it anyway. Now I realize this is one of the lip injection lip glosses from Too Faced. These, from what I understand, like lip plumping glosses create an allergic reaction in you on purpose so that your lips swell up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that, from what I understand, from what I've read, that's how it works. I don't like the idea of that for a lot of reasons, and I don't think I'm going to enjoy that. However, wouldn't it be fun to test that for a video? Wouldn't it be fun to sacrifice myself? What I'm going to do though, I'm going to put it on like a Q-tip and keep this sterile, because I'm probably not going to like it, and that way I can give it to someone when I don't like it. That is so good. Oh my god. That smells even more like hot chocolate than the bronzer. Oh my god, that's so good. There might be even a hint of peppermint in there. I'm not sure though, it might be my imagination. That's so good. Okay. Alright, I'm frightened, but here we go. So I'm just going to take this on the Q-tip, sterile. I'm really scared. Like, is it gonna burn right away? It smells so good. I literally feel like I'm putting melted chocolate on my lips. Okay, just now I am starting to feel something. It's not, it's almost like when you put like a minty gloss on, like that cooling, slightly burning effect. Like that's what I'm feeling so far. Let's see what it progresses to. Granted, I'm very sensitive, but yeah, I don't like it. Like, it feels like my lips are raw, and yeah, like it's starting to hurt, like a stinging, burning pins and needles kind of feeling. So get a good look, because this is coming off my lips, because I don't like it. That is just so odd. I don't like that. Are they getting any bigger? They're getting red underneath. I could see that. I'm taking this off. I'll be back. I just took it off. They're still red. They're still burning a little bit. And I mean, I think you could see like what's happening, right? They are a little bigger. I don't think it's worth it. I'm just gonna put on my Avon Care Deeply 2021 lip balm just to soothe them a little bit. Yeah, I don't like that. Some people would probably say, oh, it's nothing. That's fine for those people. I don't like that. Also, when I looked in the natural lighting in my bathroom, this bronzer is darker than it appears. It's also less blended than it appears. So I'm just taking my Maybelline Fit Me powder and trying to fix that a little bit. And it does have a sheen to it. I wouldn't exactly call it a shimmer. I would say maybe somewhere between satin and shimmer. I did like that. The lips, oh my god, look, they're still getting bigger. I don't like that. Next I have this is something, it's not new, but I've wanted it for a while, and I kept saying to myself, I don't need it. I still don't need it, but I still wanted it. And my mom got it for me when I was very sad about leaving the kindergartners. So this is the Wet n Wild Hello Halo Blush Lighter in Highlight Bling. So it's like the peachy pink and the white to light pink. Ow, that hurts. Oh, I don't like this. Make it go back. They still hurt. Like when I pursed my lips a little bit to like just speak. I don't like this. Don't like it at all. They're still going. They're still burning. They just, and now they like feel swollen like when I move my lips. I didn't have it on that long. I don't like this. Not at all. Like, I'm assuming you're supposed to just like go between in the middle and then put it on. So I'm going to take my Avon blush brush. I guess I'll try it that way. So I'm going to just like that. Okay, so now we have light on top, dark on the bottom. So that's pretty. Not very blended because I'm not used to putting it on that way, but I like that. I would personally do it, you know, separately. Like, I wouldn't do it at the same time. I'm going to take my Moda contour brush again and go into the Pinky Peach. Ooh, that's a lot. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I mean, even this is like kind of shiny, but I think that's the point. And then putting that top color. I don't know how much you'll be able to see. Ooh. I'm just gonna fix it on the other side the way I like it. I like that. I do like it a lot. Like, did I need this? No. I like it though. I do. They're still going. Do you see this? This is scary. I don't like it. The pain is starting to go away. Like, as long as I don't move my lips like too much. Like, if I really like stretched my mouth out, then it hurts, but I don't like that at all. In case you couldn't tell. So something I had bought a little while back, this was over the summer I think, with some generosity from my 4th graders. These are the LA Girl Glitterholic glitter toppers. So I decided to get Party Girl to try it out. It's like a blue and purple. And then Hollow Glam, which is like a, I guess like a clear base with like iridescent and blue sparkles. So I have this eye primed, this eye not, and we're gonna see what we got. See what this feels like. It's very pretty. Let's see if it sticks. Okay, so it does stick on its own. It feels like kind of like a ColourPop pressed glitter, or somewhere between that and maybe like the Wet n Wild glitter singles. I don't like those, but it's kind of like a cross between them. So hopefully this will stay put. I could use a glitter primer. Right now I just want to see what they do on their own. So like, it's not quite as dry as the ColourPop ones, not quite as wet as the Wet n Wild ones, and more opaque than the Wet n Wild ones. Maybe not as opaque as the ColourPop ones. Like I said, in between. So hopefully this will be a good purchase. If not, I mean, they weren't that expensive and I gave it a try. So that was Party Girl. I'm really upset about my lips. They're gonna go back, right? And this is, oh, that's so pretty. This is Hollow something or other. Hollow Glam. Ooh, that's so beautiful. Ooh, I love that. Really like that. Love it, love it. Okay, yeah, definitely that one is more of a topper than the other one. I'll try to blend the two together a little bit. Nice. I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 4 on it. I know you don't usually see that brush, but I'm going to use it to take some of the glitter and place it right under here. Is this safe? Who knows? That's definitely in my eye. That's good. I don't lose my lips and my eye all in one day. Okay, it is for your eyes. It is eye safe. It says pat on lids using fingertips. And it says, like, don't put in your eye, like I did. I didn't do it on purpose. So it doesn't have like that eye safety warning where like you're not supposed to put this here. So I'm just taking the other one and going around the outer part of my lower lash line. Let me see. So far, not creasing on either side. Cool. So we'll see how that goes. My poor lips. Next I have the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. You know me, I'm always on the hunt for a cheaper alternative to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but I feel like by the time I try to find all these alternatives that I end up not liking, I should have just bought a replacement of my Too Faced mascara. But I'm trying things out, you know, so you don't have to. So I bought this because, I mean, A, it was cheap, B, I was in Target and I saw it, and I don't know why I'm showing you the outside, that doesn't matter. The Too Faced one, so in case you didn't know, has like this hourglass shape, and I know other brands like have been doing that now, but that's what I figured might be a good reason to get this hourglass shape, so maybe it'll be similar. I'm going to curl my lashes first, as I always do, And I mean, mascara does need some time. I feel like a first impression isn't really fantastic because sometimes mascara takes it needs some time to dry out a little bit before you see what it can really do. So far this is going okay. And I will sit here and play with my lashes forever and put on a million coats. I don't know how much of that I'll show you. That's weird. I feel like the more I put on, the less that's there. Does that make sense? Like when I first started putting it on, I felt like there was more maybe volume to it. Did I knock some volume off as I keep going? I don't know. I don't use many mascaras on my lower lashes. I have a couple that I like and that's it for different reasons, but for the sake of trying this out, I will put it on the lower lashes. See, even I gotta not do that. It's for a video. If it's too long, I don't like it, and I take the little bits off the ends. For me, a mascara is a deal breaker if it's too hard to take off. So if this is too hard to take off, I don't really care how good it looks in the end. I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna use it. But that's a personal preference, and it's pretty subjective, how hard to take off something is. Okay, so let's watch. When I first put this on, right, that's what it looks like. Now I'm gonna keep going, because that's what I usually do. Same thing. I feel like it's getting less volume and more wispy, and everything's more separated. Which, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, fine. But I want volume, I want length, and I want it to hold a curl. I want everything. Let me put a second coat on this side. It's not bad. Do I like Too Faced better? Yeah, but I'm pretty hard to please when it comes to that. It's not bad though. Let's see how it is to take off later. And like I said, it may change when it dries out a little bit. Let's put a second coat there. I mean, I could have put more, but that's not what I like. Alright, I'll put a little more for the sake of the video. It's not extremely messy, a little bit, but that could also just be me. What do you think? That may not be such a bad buy. So this is going to be day 6 of using the Peace Out moisturizer. I don't know, I feel like I kind of look the same. This side still looks totally fine. This side still looks interesting. Granted, this spot here looks worse because I scratched it and made it bleed, and here we are. I feel like a lot of it, that's definitely part of my problem. I absent-mindedly scratch during the day. I'll just be doing something else and then the hand creeps up, and before I realize what I'm doing, I'm bleeding. And at night is even worse. I wake up all the time scratching myself, and there's blood on my hands and blood on my pillowcase, and not good. So that is part of the problem for sure. But I don't know if this is doing anything for me. It's not doing anything bad, but I don't know if it's doing anything for me. So I am using it in the daytime and the nighttime like it says to do. And like I said, this is day 6. I'll keep you posted. I actually got a lot of products from Influencer right now, So I have 3 in here from Revlon through Influencer, and then I also have some Beauty Blender stuff. So pretty cool. I'm gonna start with the Revlon ColorStay Grip 16-Hour Matte Primer Superfood Detox Blend. What does that mean? Shields skin from daily pollutants and controls sebum. Okay, that's fine. As we know, this is not really in my usual realm of things. I don't use primer, so we'll see how this goes. Here's the little squeezy tip. Whoop. That should be enough, right? I have used primer before, but like once in a while, try something new. There's a light scent of something. Can't quite put my finger on it. So, I don't know, just kind of rub it on, I guess. Or are you supposed to pat those kinds of things? Alright, it's quickly drying down to like, how do I want to describe this? If you've tried the Becca, is that matte poreless perfecting primer or something or other? I'm so good at this. That's what it feels like by now. Okay. I don't usually like trying out a bunch of different like things on top of one another in the same area, like say the face for example, because then you don't know like what's causing what. But I know people do it, and it's an excuse to try a bunch of different things first impression. So there's the primer. You know, we don't really know what it's going to do until I put things on top of it, and of course after some time if it causes a reaction or something. So then I have this box from Beauty Blender. Super cool because I don't have a Beauty Blender. I've never used one before, and they also sent me their Skin Tint Bounce foundation. So cool. In case you don't know, I get these items for free, and it's in exchange for my honest review. They don't care what kind of review you give them. I recommend trying out for it. I did have to answer surveys for, I can't open this, for about a year before they picked me for anything, but now they pick me somewhat often, and it's a chance to discover new products, try some new things. They don't just have makeup, they have like food and stuff too, but of course I'm here for the makeup. Here's the bottle. I gotta find a way to open the Beauty Blender. Like, am I dumb, or are my hands just slippery from the primer and the moisturizer? What the heck? It's just to look at. It's not actually to use. So I've been struggling here for a while. I literally cut my hand, I don't know if you can see it, trying to open this. I don't know if it twists. I've been looking it up on YouTube and like Google, like, how do you open this thing? I can't get it open. That's so sad. I mean, like, there's no, right? There's no like little plastic thing keeping it, like the plastic wrap on the outside. See? It turns. For real. Didn't do that before. Beauty Blender made me look like an idiot. Alright. Little instructions here. Let's see. Wet the sponge with water, squeeze out the excess, bounce your favorite makeup for a flawless finish, and cleanse after each use. It smells funny. Like musty, maybe? I don't like that. Alright, so as for this always on radiant skin tint, 12-hour breathable wear, light to medium buildable coverage. Good thing we have a concealer. Shake well before use. Apply with a damp Beauty Blender, layering as desired. Okay. That should be easy enough, right? Ugh. I had a feeling it was one of those deals. I'm gonna make a mess with this. So here it is. I feel like it would still fit in there now that it's wet. It says it gets like 2 times bigger. Maybe. Alright, so what do we do here? Oh, like that, I guess. Ah! Okay. So I feel like that's definitely a tint. It's a light, very light coverage. Says that we can layer it. I just feel like sponges, you know, soak up a lot of products. I'm also not like a huge foundation person, and I usually apply like with my hands. Is this how we do this? I really don't know. I mean, I like the finish. It's definitely radiant. But I, for one, need more coverage, at least right now, you know? Oh dear. Color match is good, though. I mean, I got to choose my own color, but still, that doesn't mean that it looks good on you. I think this is a good match. Oh, it looks way like lighter and brighter in the camera. In person, this looks pretty perfect. What shade is this anyway? One light, of course. Oh no, oh no. I don't like that. Let's see. Oh, hey. Getting more coverage than I thought I would. I think maybe I was just like afraid to put too much and use it before. I don't like the smell of this beauty blender though. So far, I mean, I think this is nice. It feels so bougie. Ah. I don't like the method of the bottle though. Okay, so there's that. Light to medium? Yeah, I guess so. Now, Revlon sent me, caffeine and vitamin C. That's gonna be interesting. They sent me shades 001 and 003. 001 is darker than 003. That doesn't really make sense. Oh, 001 is the Universal Neutralizer, and 003 is Cool Ivory. So what does that mean? Is this like a color corrector then? Sure, let's go with that. So I'm going to use that, I guess, on one eye. So it's like this little tip here. I guess you're supposed to, yeah, okay. So if I start squeezing that, it's starting to come out. So I'll start using that on this side. I guess like this. Also not a big concealer person. And that's kind of why I agreed to do these products. So that, you know, I get a chance to kind of try some stuff out. Without paying for them, of course. That's always the best way. I'm just gonna pat this in. So then, I guess, is this supposed to go under your foundation? Or under your concealer? I don't really know. Yeah, see this? Like, I'm only 26, but see how you can see now, like, fine lines and stuff that I have? That's why I don't like putting concealer under my eyes, and I usually either just leave the dark circles alone or I just use my Maybelline Fit Me powder and pack it on. I know, most people don't do that, but that's what I like to do. So this is so it's a 5-in-1 concealer. So it says, erase, perfect, brighten, hydrate, refresh. Okay, if you say so. So, where is it? There it is. So I'm gonna try this like over here and here and some here, and I'm gonna pat with my finger. It's like a little tacky, but I mean, I guess that's kind of how concealer is, right? It's like a different consistency for its purposes. I think I put too much though. See if I could put some up here. All right. I mean, again, it looks nice right now, but as the day goes on, you know, what I experience is that it, you know, creases and makes me look older and such. I guess I'll put a little bit on top of here. Is that how you're supposed to do this? Color match is pretty good too. That's good. So now, as nice as all of this looks, very fresh, very glowy, I'm going to set everything because that's how I like to do things. I actually have a new powder, not my Maybelline Fit Me powder in 110 Porcelain. Wow, I decided to try something different. I bought this of my own accord, the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Pressed Powder, mattifying powder. I decided to go with the shade Too Light. Now I'm not so sure, but the one lighter than this actually looked like it was too light. We'll see how this goes. Also, see this? It hasn't been long. This is already creasing, like my smile lines. So either it needs to be set, or it's the primer or the foundation. So there is the powder, and I like using these little puff things. So I'm gonna take some. Ooh, I think that's gonna be too dark for me. Let's see. And that's already creasing too. Again, maybe it needs to be set, but here we are. So I'm just going to pack this under as I normally would. Yeah, this is too dark for me. Oh no. Ooh, do you see that? Oh no. I ruined it. Alright, well, it's gotta go all over now. By the way, this is the day after I tried the Too Faced lip thing, and my lips were sore all day long. It took several hours for them to go down with the swelling and redness. Not a fan. Definitely gonna be giving that to someone. Tell me what you guys think. Do you like first impressions where like just a bunch of things are tried at once, where like the results might be skewed by how they interacted with each other, like the different products? Or like, do you like them tried out one at a time, a full review kind of thing like I do? That's what I usually do with my Maybelline Fit Me powder. I take it on my pinky and I put it in other areas where I think it needs a little bit more coverage. It feels maybe a little lighter than my Maybelline Fit Me powder. Color is a little too dark. So if I were to do this again, I would get the lightest one, as I should have from the beginning, apparently. Alright, so I'm going to try this in a couple different ways. So first, I have the moisturizer on again. I'm going to take the primer, and I'm going to put it on half my face. Now I just have to remember like what half I put it on. So I'm going to put it on the right half. And while that's drying, I am going to put the foundation on this side that does not have primer on it. I still don't like that. That makes me nervous. And I'm going to use the wet beauty blender that I still don't like the smell of, but the color of the beauty blender I think is a good idea. The nude one, because let's be realistic, it's gonna have makeup on it all the time, so no sense in ruining like the prettier, flashier colors. Wow, that is nice. I look kind of funny with it halfway. I do kind of like that. Okay, so that's half a face. Now on the primed side, I'm going to put the Maybelline Dream Urban cover in 102 Fair Porcelain because I know exactly how this performs. Should I just like do it like that? I guess I could, right? I'm living on the edge right now. Usually I just pour this in my hands and rub it all over my face. So I'm going to use the Beauty Blender with this as well, just to see if that makes a difference. Huh, I guess that is a better coverage and like finish than me just rubbing it all over with my hands. Wow, look at that. Okay, that is nice. I'll admit, that's nice. And now I'm getting real fancy, like the real gurus, where they put it in multiple places at once. And then somehow magically it doesn't just like dry on them. Maybe it's the magic of the Beauty Blender. Who knows? Yeah, wow, what a difference than using my hands. I can't really speak for other like beauty tools because I don't really use that many, but definitely a difference than using my hands. Wow. Yeah, color match is good with the foundation. I like it. I'm going to dab a little of the concealer where I need it. And I guess I'll put some under here again. But this time, I'm going to use the Beauty Blender to blend it out. Boy, do I feel bougie. Yeah, okay, that looks nice. Hype is real. Now it occurred to me yesterday I could use the powder like on the Beauty Blender, right? That's a thing. So let me see, this side is the new foundation. So I'm gonna use my old powder, which is my Maybelline Fit Me powder. I feel like it's not really coming off. Maybe because it's damp. Maybe I'm not supposed to use it that way. Okay, it's coming off, but yeah, it's damp. I'm probably supposed to use it dry at this point. Is that correct? Even on the nude one, look. I feel like this is taking too long though, with the powder anyway. Foundation was nice, I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like for this, I would rather just take my powder puff and do it that way. But that's okay. We are learning together. What we like, what we don't like. It's only makeup. So I feel like these are peeking through. Maybe because this was damp, I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna do my usual method then. Put it on my pinky and just gently pat where I need it. I feel like everything's still a little tacky. So I don't think it really set all the way. And then I'm gonna try the Can't Stop, Won't Stop powder over the side, again, where I already know what this foundation does. So if it does something different, or if it does something the same, I'll know what effect the powder has. Alright, I am just going to try one more thing. I am going to try the Neutralizer. Do I have it? Yes, this is the right one. Underneath foundation, just to see if that makes a difference. So I'm going to start here and here, even though I don't like I said, using concealer here. I just want to see if it makes a difference in color like it's supposed to. So I'm even going to put it these little areas here. So like I have a few new spots, so I don't really know if the moisturizer is doing anything. I don't think it's doing anything bad, but I don't think it's doing anything like good. If these spots were a result of the moisturizer, I think I'd know, because usually when I have some kind of reaction from a product, it's distinct enough, it's bad enough, it's angry enough that I can tell. You know what I mean? I don't know. Should I put the neutralizer over here too? Sure, why not? Wow, that this looks so dark in the camera. In real life, it's not that dark. Like in the camera, it looks like I haven't slept in 5 years. I mean, that's true, but I don't really look like that. Oh, I never closed this yesterday. That's good. And I'm just going to put on this foundation. Okay, doing it like the real gurus here. Just put it all over and not worry about it. Okay, so that is the foundation with the neutralizer underneath of it. I don't know if I see a difference. I mean, maybe that's more for like if you have a lot of redness, which I don't at the moment. I just have the different spots and of course the darkness. Not sure. So now that I have tried all these makeup products and it's clearly the end of my day, let me wrap up this long video. So starting with the Too Faced products, I like the bronzer. It's not for everyone, but I like it. I'm glad I have it. Of course, I like the little makeup bag that came with it. I absolutely do not like the lip gloss, in case you didn't know. I like the color. I really like the scent, but I don't like that tingling, burning, stinging, painful, raw, swollen redness. No. I really like the glitters, and like these were such a good deal. Let me just give you a little swatch of each. So what I did today, I didn't show it on camera, but after I put an eyeshadow on, I put these on top. Oh, look at that. It's so beautiful, isn't it? I put these on top and they've been wearing pretty well. They have not creased. They do spread though. It's like I only put it on my mobile lid and you can see that it has gone up and into the crease, both of them, but they are not creasing, whether it's just over a primer or over eyeshadow. So I'm very happy with that. Pretty opaque, nice colors, good price. I'm very happy with them. Let me just give you a closer view. Not sure how much they'll focus because they're so sparkly. The mascara, I'm on the fence about. I feel like the best experience I had was the very first day I used it. I've been using it for a few days, and I don't know, I feel like it's not holding a curl the same way it was. However, it is very easy to take off, and it was only $7. If you like what you see, I think it's a good thing to get. Me, I'm gonna play around with it some more, and when it dries out a little bit, see what it does. Like I said before, I still like my Too Faced better, and I even have other affordable mascaras that I like better, so it's okay though. It's not bad. As for the moisturizer, it's 8 days, morning and night, I don't see any difference. Once again, nothing bad has happened, but I feel like nothing good has happened either. Granted, this is skincare. It's probably going to take a little bit longer if there's going to be any kind of result. So I'm going to let that time pass and I'll update you. But so far, I don't think it's really doing anything. The primer is okay, I guess. I do notice a reduction in my pores, but my makeup does still crease here. So, the primer's okay. But I'm also not like a primer person. I'm also not a neutralizer person. I don't feel that it makes any difference. I'm not quite sure how to use it. So, I don't know. The concealer I think might be promising. I'm going to keep using it and keep playing around with it just to make sure there's no allergic reaction, but I think this might be a winner. So if this works out, I will no longer repurchase the Tarte Shape Tape. I will keep with the Revlon concealer. All concealers crease under my eyes and whatnot, and therefore I don't like wearing them, you know, to make me look older and such. But I do feel like this one has done that the least out of everything I've tried so far. I'm not going to wear it under my eyes, but maybe you can. I really like the blush and highlighter from WetnWild. The highlighter is very shiny, very strong. Actually, like when I put it on, I want to put on a little less. It's actually too much for my liking. The blush is subtle. I like it though. I like both of them. They wear well. I like it. The foundation, I mean, again, I'm not like a huge foundation person. I like it. I think it's a good color match. I think it wears decently. I mean, more than decently. It still creases here whether there's primer or no primer, but so does my Maybelline Dream Urban cover. I know it's kind of expensive though, so I don't know if I would pay that again, but I do think it's a nice foundation and it definitely has more coverage than you might think. Last but not least, or maybe least, the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder. It's the wrong color for me. I need the one lighter, but I feel like it doesn't do that much different than my Maybelline Fit Me powder. It definitely doesn't do anything more. If anything, it has maybe like a little less coverage, but again, it's hard to tell when the color isn't right for me. So I don't know what I'll do with that. I'll keep messing around with it. Maybe one day I'll pick up the correct color and then test them head to head, but for now, I like my Maybelline Fit Me powder better. Oh, that wasn't last. The Beauty Blender. The Beauty Blender, I mean, I think it did a good job, but you're really telling me there's no sponge out there that can do that or close to it for less than $20? I don't know. I used to use the Creme Shop, like little teardrop shaped sponges, and I thought those were really good, and those were definitely not that price. So do I like it? Yes, I'm glad I have it, but I just feel like there's got to be something out there that is cheaper. I'm back from a different day, doing a different video. I forgot something. I also have this here. This was a gift my cousin gave me for Christmas last year. Yes, finally using it now. I'm terrible, I know. But the cousin that was on my channel. This is like an e.l.f. ring light that clips onto your phone, and it gets like really, really bright. Where's the button? So that's only one tap. It gets brighter. So I have been trying it out and I don't like it for filming. I'm gonna put this on so it slides. You'll see it slide right over. And then, okay. So here I am. And there's a couple of reasons I don't like it, and they're personal reasons. Here we go. That's even worse. So one, it hurts my eyes. If it doesn't hurt your eyes, I guess this is a okay product for you. The other thing is, you see all the imperfections. You see them all. You see all like the fine lines and wrinkles that, like, you know, at 26 you thought, oh, they can't be that bad. This makes it look worse, or maybe literally sheds light on them. So I'm not a fan of using this for filming for those reasons. However, I do craft videos for my local library for volunteer work. I've been doing that since like the pandemic, and I do find it very useful for that. So what I usually do is I precariously perch, you know, my phone with a little tripod and like up and facing down. I'll see if I can find a picture of that. And I slide this on and put the light, and usually I've only been using the first level of the light, and it gives me more light, obviously, and it keeps the lighting more consistent when, you know, the sun is setting or when the lights in my house are casting shadows and whatnot. So thank you, Olivia. It's very useful for the craft videos. Probably not what she intended for me, but it has been useful to me in that way. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a good day no matter what it is you're doing. Bye. See you next time.